Although twin flame energy is a bond that is equally shared by both twin flame counterparts, both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and therefore the attraction, meaning the energy, deep attraction between twin flames, is essentially mutual. The way in which each counterpart, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, feels and consciously thinks about, consciously interprets this twin flame energetic experience can be very different, especially initially. And this comes down to some of the core differences between masculine and feminine energy in general, and how this connects with what the divine masculine is thinking and feeling. And specifically in the context of this video, I want to explore more deeply why the divine masculine twin flame counterpart tends to be less apt to be vocal about what he is feeling toward the divine feminine, because very often the divine feminine on the other side of this can feel like she's going crazy because her intuition is extremely strong. The divine feminine tends to be more consciously tapped into her intuitive side, and we'll get into that later in this podcast, but essentially she can very powerfully sense what he is feeling toward her, what he is radiating energetically towards her. But when he is silent in the physical, or when he's not using his words to describe or clearly communicates how he is feeling exactly, this can cause the divine feminine to feel this really stark contrast between what her intuition is speaking to her about this connection that she feels intuitively, that she knows is very mutual, and what she is hearing from the masculine, or what she is seeing in the physical world at times. But before we get into this podcast, I do want to introduce myself to those of you who may be new to my channel. So if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So in today's video, we are discussing why the divine masculine is less vocal about how he feels toward the divine feminine within their twin flame connection. Because as I said previously, this connection is absolutely mutual, as the name, the term twin flames suggests. There is a kind of twinning, a mirroring that happens profoundly, perfectly between twin flames. Everything is reflected to one another. So the divine masculine does feel the twin flame connection equally to the divine feminine. But if this is the case, why is it that so often the divine masculine, especially in the initial stages of connecting with his divine feminine, may seem like he has this kind of silent, admiring energy? That's really the best way I can use to describe the divine masculine feeling all of this powerful, intense love and connection for the feminine, but being less vocal about it. It comes off as this silent admiration very often. And there is an energetically based reason for this. So to understand why the divine masculine is less vocal, especially in the early stages of twin flame connection, we need to get a little context here. So in twin flame connection, the connection is a bond energetically that is felt through all of the energy centers in the body, what we traditionally conceptualize as the 7 chakras in our energy system. Now, the center chakra, the 4th chakra, is of course the heart. And twin flames, although they do exchange energy through all chakra centers, it's through the heart that they share the strongest energy bond. This is often depicted as a silver cord stretching from one heart of one twin flame to the heart center of the other. This is how twin flames are predominantly pulled toward one another, both energetically and in the physical world as well. It is the heart bond that ties them, that pulls them together most strongly. However, there are 3 lower chakras beneath the hearts and 3 upper chakras above the hearts. The upper chakras are associated more so with the more spiritual side of ourselves, our more esoteric side, the mental body even. This is the throat chakra, so it's where we communicate and put into words what we are thinking and what we are feeling. A lot of energy for us runs from the heart to the throat, so we're able to communicate what we're feeling through the heart, and then from the third eye to the throat, so we're able to communicate what we're seeing intuitively, what we're sensing intuitively. And of course, the third upper chakra center, the 7th chakra, is the crown chakra, our connection to the divine, the higher self, to all of the universe, to our space in this beautiful collective consciousness that we are all part of. Now, the thing is, the divine feminine tends to be stronger in these upper chakra centers. So her strengths naturally, innately, tend to lie in her intuition, her ability to hear and express her inner voice, her ability to sense spiritually, to see clearly through the third eye. Very often, whether she realizes it or not, the divine feminine twin flame comes into this earth with many conscious spiritual abilities, whether she channels through creativity, through artwork, through her writing, through speaking. She often comes in with a very powerful voice and ability to articulate herself. And the only thing that really holds her back from this, of course, is the self-doubt stemming from her weakness in the lower chakra centers. And we'll get into that in a second. But she does naturally have powerful intuition, powerful sense of her connection to the divine, and a powerful inner voice. Now, let's talk about the divine masculine on the other side of this. So the masculine more so dominates the lower chakra centers, the 3 chakras beneath the heart. So this would be the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus. This means that the divine masculine tends to have a more natural sense of confidence in himself. I already can hear some divine feminine saying that at times this may be an overconfidence, because in some cases, when he has this confidence, but a weakness in his third eye and a weakness in his crown chakra, he may have a lot of confidence, but be more so materially focused with that confidence than spiritually focused. But of course, we as both counterparts have our energetic weaknesses and strengths that play out naturally. And one strength for the masculine is his sense of self, his sense of confidence. He has more of a groundedness in the physical world. So when the masculine feels something that is highly spiritual, that is ineffable, that can't be put into words, he will feel it through his gut, which is really, we could think of the gut as being kind of the solar plexus, where you get that gut instinct you can almost feel physically in your physical stomach, in your physical solar plexus, and we call it a hunch or a gut feeling. And so when the divine masculine receives powerful spiritual information, such as what he feels towards the feminine, he will feel it as this gut instinct, this almost instinctual, primal instinct of pull towards the feminine, but he won't necessarily have the full connection yet to the mental aspect of what he's feeling. So he'll feel that gut pull, that gut instinct. He will also feel this pull to the feminine through the sacral chakra, through his more sensual side, through strong feelings of physical attraction toward the feminine. Again, whether he puts this into words or not, he literally will want to gravitate toward her in any room they are in, and actually across even oceans or countries that may separate them. He feels himself drawn closer to her. And through the root chakra, he will feel this sense of calm, of peace, of deep stability within himself in her presence. Of course, when he's in that energetically open state, because twin flames can also trigger each other when they are in a state of wounding or being blocked energetically. But beneath the surface, beneath all of those levels and layers of negative programming that create these blocks, the masculine feels deeply stable, at peace, and at home in the presence of the feminine. And that is how he recognizes the connection. Now, on the other side of this, the divine feminine, and of course, by the way, this isn't a polar opposite kind of dichotomy here. Both twin flames will experience the pull, the attraction through all 7 chakra centers. It's just that in general, the masculine tends to feel it more strongly through these lower centers, and the feminine tends to feel it more strongly through her upper chakra centers. So this means that for the feminine, she tends to be the more vocal one about what she is feeling toward her divine masculine, simply because of the strength of her upper chakra energies as opposed to the lower chakra centers that is really dominated by the masculine. And the throat chakra is one of the upper chakra centers. So naturally, she has a stronger throat chakra energy. She is more able to make that connection between the powerful, intense heart energy, the love energy she feels for the masculine, and her words, her ability to vocalize that feeling, what she's feeling. And at the same time, she also has a strong third eye, a strong sense of intuition. So she's able to, through more so her mental and spiritual body, see and consciously understand with literal words the meaning of this twin flame connection. This is also why typically the divine feminine comes across the term twin flames more quickly than the masculine most of the time, and why she also tends to resonate more strongly with the term twin flame, with the spiritual concepts surrounding twin flame connection. And she's able to verbalize more of that experience because, again, she has this stronger connection to the crown chakra, to her divine self, her higher self, and the divine connections that connects all of us, including her and her twin flame. And all of this is really surrounded by that throat chakra energy as well. It's all very close in proximity, we could think of, to one another. The throat is close to the heart, which is close proximity-wise to the third eye, to the crown. It's all kind of swirling together, making it very much easier for the divine feminine to grasp the spiritual meaning of this connection more quickly, to understand it, to see it clearly through her third eye, and to verbalize it through her throat chakra, balancing it with her feeling of love energy she is, and the masculine is equally sensing through the heart center. So to sum it all up here, the reason the masculine is less vocal in general about his connection or his feelings for the divine feminine, especially in the beginning, is simply because he has stronger lower chakra energy and is therefore a bit more disconnected or weaker in those upper chakra centers that are connected with communicating, with verbalizing, with grasping the language around this twin flame notion and concept. For the masculine, it's this gut feeling, this knowing, this sense of pull. But from his perspective, there is this feeling of, how do I even begin to describe or put into words something that I just know, something that I just feel within my gut, something that is just pulling on my energy? So really what's happening here is both twins are taking on in this life different aspects in order to kind of support one another. So the masculine is learning how to transmute these heavier, denser, lower chakra energies, and the feminine is learning to really dominate and fully grasp those upper chakra centers. But then there is, over the course of time, this beautiful integration and balancing process that happens between twins and that must happen between twin flames to stabilize their inner energies, to balance out all of these 7 chakra centers within them individually so that they can come into balance and harmony with one another and stabilize their connection physically. And this allows both twin flames over time and through this integration to actually access more of the energy from the chakra centers where they used to be weaker. So for example, the divine feminine will begin to be able to tap in more with that inner confidence, that self-confidence, and that sensual side in the sacral and solar plexus chakras, that root chakra. She'll be able to structure her life to bring more stability materially into her life. Whereas the divine masculine over time will begin to integrate through the upper chakras. So he will be able to more confidently and clearly grasp the spiritual aspects of this connection, to see it clearly through the third eye and to vocalize it more strongly through his words, through his language, and through his communication. So again, the key here is this integration process happening for both twins, allowing them both to open up more in new ways to the other, in ways that they may have been blocked or closed off to doing in the past. And to assist you with this beautiful ongoing process of integration, I have created a twin flame surrender subliminal meditation. This subliminal is designed to facilitate this integration between twins by clearing out any blockages that are preventing you from fully shifting your mindset from what I call chaos consciousness into total surrender states, really healing and balancing yourself from within in a way that allows your twin flame to integrate themselves, to heal and shift themselves as well. Because of course, whenever you shift something energetically within yourself, your twin flame counterparts will naturally, instantaneously reflect those shifts. So this twin flame surrender subliminal comes from my website, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life. So I have subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts, for mind power, for material manifestations, for love and relationships, and of course for twin flames specifically as well. And you can try out any of these subliminals completely free for 7 days by creating a free trial account on my website. And again, the link to this twin flame surrender subliminal is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I hope you have a truly beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. Do let me know in the comments if any of this information resonates with you, and I will talk to you again in the next podcast.